Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at FLOKI INU. This is going to be a lower time frame video. We do have a higher time frame video up above, so check that for more context on the moves we're going to be talking about in this video. Okay, so let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so for the moment, I want to just be focusing in on this top end of this move that we've got here. Now, within the bullish count, what we are looking for is the potential that we could start to see a five-wave move to the upside, target being this 15416 84 to this 930713. Now there are other ways of looking at the structure, so make sure you watch that higher time frame video, but these are the ones I'm going to be discussing today because they are what we're looking at within these smaller degree counts here. So if we are looking at this idea of this fifth wave to the upside, this would be the bullish case. We'd be looking to hold this low here, maintaining this 182028. And then what we would be looking for here effectively would be a five-wave move to the upside. Now, the problem that I have within this is if we come into the hourly over here, is that if we want to try and count this as a five-wave structure here, it is technically possible where we look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into this high. The problem I have with this is I would have preferred this to have come higher into this top end of this trend line here, but sometimes we can get shallow wave fives here within contracting diagonals. So if this is the case, what I'm looking for here is that this could be an ABC into this low here, and this has actually come down into the typical retracement area already for this 24022 area as a potentially completed move. However, it is very small, so within this count what I'm looking for is that we could actually see price still look to come down one more time here and look to push down rather towards this 0.618 here, where we could look to move down towards this 217159 to this 213871. Like I said, we have come down already here enough that, you know, technically speaking, it's enough to be a corrective structure to the downside, but in comparison to this move to the upside here, it would make a lot more sense that if we are going to see something like this, we're going to see a three-wave structure come back down deeper into this B wave. So this lower range will be very interesting to me, as well as that if we do look to sweep some of these lows, the 786, which is sitting over here towards us 200443, would also be an interesting zone. If we do get that deeper retracement, we could actually see price come down a little bit low into some of these zones here. Now, if we're looking at this, what we would be looking for on the off the back of this would actually be this C wave to the upside, in which case we would be looking for this 384977 as a potential target to the upside here. So we need to be on the lookout for this. If we are looking for this B wave down, effectively we are looking for that possibility of this being an A, this being a B, and seeing this C wave to the downside. So this 1-to-1, if we did have to move back up here to this golden pocket. Now the reason this is interesting to me, that if we see price actually do this A, B, C, it would look to sweep this high here, and then that 1-to-1 would align with coming down into our golden pocket. But obviously, you know, we don't have to move up as high as that, but potentially this could be quite an interesting area to keep an eye on if we do see price develop a three-wave structure to the upside here. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. Invalidation of this would come by moving above this 291571, but for as long as we are below this and below this zone here of this 2676086, then I will be looking for this potential of this continuation to the downside here, and then that possibility of that push to the upside here. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. This is our rejection box. If we fail to break above this, we could see this continuation to the downside. So the key thing here is if we're looking at this move as an A, a B, what we would be looking for is a C wave. But if we do see price move to the upside here, 516890 would actually be our wave 3 target. So if we see a 5-wave move off these lows, looking to push us up into this region, then potentially what we'd be looking for is an additional 4th and a 5th, which could look to push us up towards a 619653 to this 553806. So this would align with having a 5-wave structure to the upside here. Now the problem with this is that if we're looking for this as a 5th wave, like I said earlier, we typically are looking for a higher target here for this 5th wave. I will be looking out if we do form a 5-wave structure like this, where we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could look to truncate as a 5th wave, or alternatively, what we could get here is that within this structure here, we could have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Then we get 3 waves to the downside, and then we see that continuation in that more bullish count that we have on the higher time frame count. Now it also is possible if we get a 5-wave move up here, we could see an ABC, and this could just be a bigger WXY, so we need to be aware of that. But both of those counts would be looking for that possibility of that continuation to the upside here. Now the other way we can look at this structure here is that we could potentially argue that this is not a diagonal here, and that rather what we have is that this is our W wave, we have A, B, and this could potentially be a C wave completed here if we want to count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a diagonal pattern into this low here. So because of that, you know, it's possible that this B wave has already, sorry, this X wave has already completed, and we could actually see price look to reverse to the upside here, though we haven't really come down to the typical area here, which would be this 50% to the 786. So we haven't come down to this 231073 yet. So it is possible we finish earlier up here, because the reason I'm saying this is because we have actually achieved 1-to-1 of this A wave over here at this 239364. So if we do maintain this level and we start to build a structure to the upside and start to set higher highs, higher lows, and continue to maintain these higher lows, then potentially what we could be looking for is a 3-wave move to the upside, where we are looking for this zone here of this 388069 as a possible target area. Now if we are looking at this structure as a W, and X, and a Y, obviously this 1618 is a potential target as well. It would not be an impulsive target because we would be looking at this just as a 3-wave move, but we need to be careful that if we do move up into these higher ranges here, obviously this would put us into that zone where that other idea of that 5-wave move starts to come into play. So the whole idea of this 3-wave structure to the upside is looking for the potential that within here, what we could be looking for is either this is W, X, Y, X, and then we're looking for a Z. So our 1-to-1 of our X wave would actually be here at this 409391. So keeping an eye on that possibility of coming back into the top end of this channel. As well as that, you know, we could also see the idea of this being a bigger A, a B, and a C. So if we do see that idea of the zigzag to the upside, or this W, X, and a Y, we see this push up one more time here, I'm going to be very cautious around this zone of this 513100 to this 351192. So this is a big area here. Obviously there are certain points that have more confluence, particularly this Y wave moving towards this 1-to-1, this golden pocket area, the channel idea. So there would be quite a few levels within there, which would be interesting if we do move up towards this 428454 to this 410658 region. So that is possible. We need to just always be careful here, because we do have the potential that we have 5-wave structure in here. Until we actually move back above this high, need to be cautious of that idea that we start to break down in a bigger 5-wave move here. So until we actually take this high, we need to be careful, but it is looking just corrective at the moment, and I would be looking for that potential to have another push to the upside here before looking for this continuation to the downside. So if we did have to move up here towards this 0.618 level, 1-to-1 would actually be down here towards this 112396, and that would be looking at this as a bigger A, B, and C. Now this, if this does develop to the downside in this way, this could be one of two things. So this could actually be the start of the move to the downside, which we discussed in our higher time frame video, where we're looking for this Y wave. And if we do see something develop like this as A, B, and C to the downside, or sorry, as W, X, and Y to the downside, what we would then be looking out for is the possibility of another 3-wave move up, and then an additional move to the downside, looking for this Y wave target. If however we just see this move actually maintain above this level here, potentially we could see this play out as either an X wave, in which case our target area is here between this 84478 to this 179148, which we just pretty much came onto. So if we do see this bigger idea here of an additional drop, effectively we could look to push down deeper in this support zone. So it's going to be key what happens after this. If we start to see 5-wave structure to the upside, then that would align into that bullish idea where we could have this as a 1-2, and then we're looking for that bigger 3rd wave up here that we discussed in that higher time frame video. Looking at the daily CPR here, we have actually reclaimed these lines. So what I'm on the lookout for is that throughout today, If we do start to break to the upside here, potentially we could look to target out some of these higher levels. 258079, we have this 264497, this 274480, and this 280740 region as potential targets to the upside for today. So if we do, however, start to lose these central CPR lines, potentially this would align with the idea of coming back down here, in which case what we would have is a target would be this 41647. We have this target here of this 231537, this 225161, and this lower area here of this 215086. So these would be our daily potential targets to the upside and to the downside. We have just been consolidating inside this range for most of today, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to hit these targets. We could actually just stay within this area. Now if we actually throw on the weekly pivot points here, what we can see is that we are currently below these central CPR lines. Now if we fail to reclaim these, what we could actually see is price could start to fall away here. Now if we do look to push to the downside, we have this 227494, we have this 209051, and this lower target of this 177103 as potential targets for this week to the downside. If however we do start to move up here and we look to retest some of these lines, we have this 259307 and this 266574, which could potentially offer us resistance here. Now this would align with that idea of having a three-wave move to the upside here. So if we only have 3 waves up here, we need to be cautious of that idea that we could look to still get to that continuation to the downside here. Now, as well as that, if we do look to push up higher here, we do have this 277859. We have this 310089. Now, this one would be interesting to me because we'd be looking to potentially sweep these highs here. So going to be keeping an eye on that. If we do see price actually push up into this higher area here, possibly we could see a retest of these highs. If we do look to the higher target here, we also have the 328247 as a possible target for this week. Now, going on to the monthly CPR lines for this month, we are currently below these CPR lines. So if we do just see 3 waves to the upside, we do have some levels that are interesting here. We have rejected off of this one, which is the 255125 area. If we continue to reject off of this, we could see price start to break down. If we do look to push up higher in this, we do have the central line sitting at this 265061 and this higher one here at this 274714 region. If we do move down here and we can fail to regain these CPR lines, we do have downside targets of this 200191 as a S1 line, and then we do have the S2 line in here towards this 116274, and then the S3 lines actually all the way down here at the 51543 level. Now we don't have to hit these targets throughout the month. These are just potential areas where we can see price pivot off of. Now if we do look to actually reclaim these, what we could actually see is price get gravitated to the upside here, in which case we have this 349274 as a potential target to the upside. This would be interesting because it would be coming back into some of these levels here. And then we do have this 413288 as another target, and this 497931 as another potential target to the upside. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on these if we do see price start to gravitate to the upside here. Particularly this one is going to be interesting to me. Obviously it's the first one above us, but if we do see price actually start to push up into these ranges, going to be keeping an eye on any kind of interaction with these levels. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Everyone have a great day. We will see you in the next one. Take care.